Every hunter and every forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilizations, every king and every peasant, every young couple in love, every hopeful child, every mother and every father, every inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar.
Yeah, I get it. Everyone was here, yeah.
Maybe he was trying to get over the 8 minutes to get more ads in the video. Hi everyone!
Hello everyone!
Are you making fun of me?
Never!
I'm Weronika.
And I'm Waldemar.
And today we're watching a video called How the Universe is Way Bigger Than You Think. I don't know if the universe is way bigger than Waldemar thinks. I don't know how much you know about the size of the universe. I assume plenty?
I mean, I know it's big, but Weronika is a fan of the old topics about universe.
And science,
like podcasts about universe, videos about universe, podcast, everything.
Yeah,
but
it's because I used to be very scared. I had like existential crisis every time I thought of space and like phobias and stuff. And then I tried to combat it, and it turned into fascination, which is really good for me. I
never said no.
And it's really fascinating as well. So yeah, I think I will know everything they will say in this video. I can assume so, and I'm not sure. We'll see. But I'm here for the visuals as well. I'm happy to see how they will convey it and whether I will get a panic attack or not.
Have you seen this video or not?
No, I haven't seen it.
No.
You haven't either, right?
No. Like I said, I know some facts about space and about history of space exploration and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But this subject never really interested me because I have a opinion that the space doesn't affect our lives, most of our lives, at all, to be honest. Yeah. So it's not something that I would watch in a spare time, like to listen to a podcast or something like that.
No, I get that. For me, it's fascinating and I think important as well. But important if you care about it. It's like you're saying in daily lives. It's not like it has much effect on you.
But we'll see. Maybe this video will change my opinion completely, and then I will be a NASA astronaut.
But you know about the size of like the number of the not the exact number, but you have the idea of like number of galaxies and stuff, right? It's not gonna be like a complete surprise to you.
Yeah, but I know that it's just so big. Like even our galaxy is so big that it's ridiculous, and I know that it's just the one part, and there are many galaxies, and then this. What is there? We have galaxies, and they are part of what?
Oh, I forgot about it. The word, actually.
Because our galaxy is the Milky Way, right?
Yeah.
Milky Way, or Milky Way is the bar.
Milky Way, yeah. The Milky Way is our galaxy, yes.
Yeah, that's a galaxy.
Yes.
But there are different galaxies.
Yeah, there are groups of the galaxies, and they are called somewhere as well, yeah. But clusters and stuff, I don't know.
It's big, like it's very, very big.
And it's getting bigger, right?
But
it's getting bigger as we speak.
Yes, I know that too. Because there was an explosion and everything is coming.
It wasn't an explosion exactly. The Big Bang is Actually, the Big Bang is one of the most misleading terms, scientific terms. There was no explosion. Also, there's no sound in space. So
that one I know.
Let's watch it.
Earth. You live here on this planet somewhere, and everything that you've ever known is located right here. But just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe? Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. You may think that the Moon is very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away. 384,400 kilometers away from you right now on average. You could fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance, and if you somehow were able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 160 days to drive the entire distance. Despite this incredible distance, however, 12 humans have actually set foot here, representing the furthest away that any individual human has ever been away from the Earth, and one of humanity's greatest achievements. This is what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with them. And if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at. This is a photo that was taken on Mars, and that tiny dot that you see there is Earth as seen from the Martian surface. On average, Mars is an incredible 225 million kilometers away from Earth, but that distance can be as high as 401 million kilometers. That means that whenever humanity finally gets around to landing a human on the planet, that person will be 986 times further away from Earth than the astronauts who landed on the Moon were. In addition, the time delay for sending a message from Mars back to Earth isn't just 2.5 seconds, it's actually more like 20 minutes each direction, which would render instant communication in the event of an emergency impossible. When we zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe, which is the furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 138 AUs from the Earth, AU meaning astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, which means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1...
When did they send it?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Do we still have a contact with this?
I believe not. But
Or is this the one that they put all those human achievements inside?
No, that's not the one. That's not the one, I think. I don't know.
You know what I
haven't-
mean?
Yeah, but I don't think that's the one.
No?
No, I think that one was like towards the moon. I'm not sure though, what of the Beatles and everything else. I've not heard much about this Voyager, actually. I did have
When
a set
turned
out
its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history. This tiny, pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody has ever said something as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilizations, every king and every peasant, every young couple in love, every hopeful child, every mother and every father, every inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar."
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I was going to say that I got chills at the beginning because it was meant to be like that, but right now I'm just like, yeah, I know everything. Yeah.
Everyone was here, yeah.
Maybe he was trying to get over the 8 minutes to get more ads in the video.
Every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 17 kilometers every single second, but even at that speed, it won't break out of the reach of our solar system for another 30,000 years. Once we go beyond the solar system, we arrive in our interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light-year unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461 trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our Sun, but it's still 4.24 light-years away from us. To put that into perspective, if it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. In other words, if you drove your car at 100 kilometers an hour like in our previous example to the moon, it would take over 6 times longer than the entire age of the universe is just to finally get there, and it wouldn't even exist still when you arrived. When we zoom out even further, we can see the entire Milky Way galaxy, inside of which Earth is located right here. This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence. It's complete silence outside of this yellow dot as far as we are currently aware, but the entire galaxy spans over 100,000 light years from end to end. There are over 100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets inside of our galaxy. But you have never seen the full glory of the galaxy at night, because 99%...
I just wanted to say that about the aliens, what he said before, that's a bit, for me, it was a bit naive to assume that the aliens would have the same technology and way of thinking and everything that we do. Because if they are different, then they could see it in this different thing. They could even have different senses or something. So that's not necessarily true that we would be silent to them. We would be radio silent to them, of course. But and also, as a separate note, I feel very cheated whenever I look at these photos. So I'm pretty sure you know that, but those are not real photos. This is not what the universe looks like.
Yeah, but those photos are not possible to
yeah,
take,
but
so...
even the ones that he showed at the beginning, like, you know, with all the colors, they are not actually just colored.
Yeah, because it's dark, right?
Yeah, it's the light doesn't look like that, and the photos that they get is just mostly numbers. It's not actual photos, and then they like translate that to what it is. So all the nice photos that you see, you know, on art prints and stuff, they are not photos. Unfortunately.
Stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further, and we arrive at the local group of galaxies, a collection of 54 different galaxies that is about 10 million light years across. But zooming out even further, and we can see the Virgo supercluster, of which the local group here is just a tiny segment of. There are at least 100 other groups of galaxies just like our own local group inside of here, and the distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the Great Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home to our galaxy as well as 100,000 other galaxies. The distance from one side to the other is 520 million light years, but from even there we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe and see that even the titanic Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different and individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the entire Earth. The distance from Earth to any side of the...
Yeah, that's the part that makes me mildly uncomfortable. But I think it's not for any other reason than the fact that your brain gets uncomfortable when you're trying to comprehend something that you can't. I think that's mostly coming from that. It's trying to imagine it, and then you're like...
But do you know this statistic, this fun fact, that there are more possible variations of game of chess than the atoms in the observable universe?
I know you so well, I knew you were going to say that.
Because I know something about space too.
Of course you do, though. Yeah, but what do you think? You knew it was that big?
It's just like... My mind doesn't like bother thinking about this because the numbers are so big that it doesn't really make a difference for me. Do you understand me?
Yeah, of course I know.
Like when he started saying that, oh, this is the galaxy, but if you go further away, you have these groups of galaxies. But if you go further away, this group of galaxies is so small when compared to the observable universe and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, probably if we could observe more universe, then it will turn out that even this observable universe is so small comparing to the rest. But when it comes to
no, we wouldn't know because we can't observe it, right? But
yeah, but if we could observe more.
Yeah, it's just that whether it's observable or not is like about the speed of light. That the rest moves away further, that you will be never able to see it because it moves faster. So
yeah, but
you never ever will be able
those
to see
differences when he said that traveling to this other star, for example, Alpha Centauri, would take like so many light years. I don't even remember how many.
Oh no, me neither. That's why I don't store these numbers in my head.
And it's like, it's such a ridiculous number, such a ridiculous amount of time, that when he said that this distance is like...
I get it. It doesn't matter if it's that or a trillion times that. It's already really a lot. But it does make you feel a bit strange when you think about it, that then you are also your own universe, and there's already 8 billion others, and then there's all of that, and to think that you know something about anything, in some perspective, feels strange, but in another perspective, of course not, because we can only deal with what we know here, so you may still know a lot. But yeah, to think there's nothing else out there as well, that's just strange to me.
Yeah, but what if, I like to think about this sometimes, what if we are really, 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 really small, and that's the, like, objectively small, and there are, like, giants, like enormous giants who carry, like, a whole universe in, like, breakfast boxes, and in this basket box there is this whole universe, and we are just very, 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 very small.
And they're also walking on turtles like Jack Sparrow through the sea.
Yeah, they have like a normal world like us.
Maybe.
The observable universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across. What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe. Keep in mind that the observable universe is all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of it is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth. And the light from some places may never reach us at all. Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount of time, reach Earth. Meaning that even if...
Can you explain this to me? I thought that nothing can move faster than light.
Yeah, but they are
then not. How can universe expand faster than the speed of light?
I think it's just that they are not... it would be very difficult to explain. If someone can put it in better words, then please do it. Nothing is actually moving. The particles are not moving themselves. It's the absence, the space between them that increases. So it's mathematically it works out to being faster than the speed of light.
Because there are like different things that adds up.
Yeah, like the spread of dimension works up being faster than the speed of light, but there's no particle actually moving away from each other faster than the speed of light.
Humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will
Sorry, I'll just... because I just wanted to explain to you, because if you would have no mass, then you would possibly be able to move further than the speed of light. You just have faster than the speed of light, but you would have to have absolutely no mass, which is impossible. Yeah. You can... Sorry.
Still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe. According to the theory of cosmic inflation that was proposed by Dr. Alan Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th of a second after the Big Bang, and with the assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times larger than the observable universe. That number for reference looks like this, with this many zeros. Let this number sink in for just a moment. This would be similar to you thinking that the entire observable universe, everything that you could see, was the size of a light bulb, but then realizing that in reality the entire universe is larger than the former planet of Pluto. Imagine a light bulb in the center of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this. We are all so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together.
I was not so sure about the comparison with Pluto. I lost
Yeah,
it for a
like
second.
why Pluto? Why
Also,
Lightbulb?
I have no idea how big.
Couldn't he scale it differently?
Yeah,
couldn't
like
he use the cherry and Earth, for example?
Yeah, something like that. Something that you both know. You know the sizes of, because I know Pluto is also was too small to be a planet, so it's not that impressive.
I didn't like this video. He was throwing all these zeros at me. Like, I finished school a couple of years ago, and I don't want to do mathematics in my head again. Never in my life. And now all those zeros, and then I need to remember how big Pluto is. Like, oh, give me a break.
Yeah, I was missing sometimes in this kind of videos with comparisons. For example, when we watched the comparison with nuclear sizes, they are very well illustrated, and I really like it also when they remind you like how long it would take you to count from 1 to that number. I could just remember that, but I forget, and then I'm always like, oh, okay, that's really a lot. You know, and that's when he says sextillion, I'm like, oh, it's the difference between a billion and sextillion. I don't mean a lot, but also both are incomprehensible to me. So I get what you mean. It was not the best video that I would like to show you either. I liked it, I think it makes more of an impression on someone who doesn't really think about it at all. And since you already knew a lot, I don't think it was maybe the best to show, but it was okay. But
I don't want to sound ignorant. I want you to understand what I meant. Like, for me, I wouldn't be more impressed by this video, by the size of the universe, if he would throw like hundreds of zeros to those equations. And if he would say that I thought that it's 60 million light years, and in fact it's 6 billion light years, I would be like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
No, because you get to some level when it really doesn't.
And
and you don't spend
that's
time
my
thinking
problem
about
with
it.
space. That's why it's not so interesting. Like, I am curious about stuff that are happening inside our solar system, and everything that SpaceX does, like the fact that they were able to catch those rockets recently. I know about all of this, and I follow all those events and everything that happens with that, because I think that's pretty important for us as a human species. But everything there else is like interesting for like doctors of physics and people like that, and for some people who find it interesting just because they found it interesting. But for normal person with average intelligence like me, it's just
You don't have average intelligence.
I am what? Lower?
No. Yes, that's what I meant. I think above, but I get what you mean. Yeah, there is aspects that are important as well, that are connected with astrophysics, that could affect technology and stuff. But I know what you mean, and I also, when I listen to it for funsies and not because I think I will learn something super practical or something that I can actually use later on in life. But anyway, thanks for watching this one with me. Maybe I will find something else to show you at some later date.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Now I'm going to watch my Netflix documentary about Winston Churchill, which I've been watching for a couple of days, and I have last episode today waiting for me, and that's what I will do.
Did you know that Winston Churchill drank more beer than there is stars in some part of something?
Yeah, probably. Bye.
Bye.